Hello, this is Rick Saltarelli with Salty Breeze Cruise Planners with this week's segment of Beyond Your Front Door. And today I have a very special guest with me. I want to introduce you to Chad Long. He is a business development manager with Unique Vacations, which isn't a brand that you might recognize, but you will certainly recognize the brands that he is responsible for. So Chad, welcome to our segment. How are you today?
I'm doing awesome, Rick. How are you?
We're doing really, really well. The weather is beautiful. The sun is shining. So we're happy to be
Yes,
live and be where we are. And
very lucky indeed.
you represent two very interesting brands. They're separate from each other. So why don't you go ahead and introduce those brands and tell us what the difference is?
Well, I do represent Sandals Resorts and Beaches Resorts. You guys might have heard of Sandals Resorts before. We are an all-inclusive resort luxury company in the Caribbean. Sandals is adults only, and Beaches is family friendly. So we do cater to both of those niches. But I represent both of those brands for the same company.
Yeah, very, very nice. And they're actually very similar. Just the concept is one's for families and one is romantic getaway for people that are in love.
Correct, yes.
And so you are in the greatest industry in the world, the travel industry. How did you get started and what have you done?
Well, it's actually kind of funny. This is my very first job, not only in the travel industry, but it's also my first, you'd say, adult job in life. I graduated from college from Florida State University in 2018. And I just, post-grad, moved right home, like started waiting tables, just kind of was figuring out what path I wanted to take in life. And then my college roommate actually ended up becoming the business development manager for Sandals up in Washington, D.C. And then reached out to me, told me that Sandals Unique Vacations is hiring, got me in touch with the director, and then we just hit it off in interviews. And here I am today with my first adult job, and I'm loving every minute of it. The travel industry is awesome, for sure.
Yeah, and you should be loving it because you represent such a great product. It's, we called it all inclusive, but the Sandals actually says it's more inclusive. So perhaps you could explain to us what that difference is. Yeah, what's included in the price?
Awesome. So that's a great question. When you are paying for a Sandals or Beaches getaway, the price you pay is inclusive of so many different things. All of your dining, our 5-star global gourmet dining, every single meal that you eat on property is included in the price, as well as all of your drinks, whether they're alcoholic or non-alcoholic. We include premium liquors at every bar, up to 12 bars per resort. So all your food and drink, your airport transfers are included, your tipping is included, land sports, water sports, including like pickleball and scuba diving, which I really love. All of that is included, as well as entertainment, and then sometimes, in special cases, exchange privileges. So clients can actually get 2 or 3 resorts at their fingertips for the price of one. So we have a very comprehensive list of inclusions that I'm very, very proud to represent.
Oh, that's awesome. And a lot of people, when they think of all inclusives, they think of of Mexico. But you don't have resorts in Mexico. Where are all of your resorts located?
Right. So right now we are exclusively in the Caribbean. A lot of people that meet me, they know that I represent Sandals up in the Tampa area, and they're like, "Oh, do you have a Sandals up in Tampa?" And I'm like, "Man, that would be awesome. I wish." But no, we're just in the Caribbean. We have Sandals Resorts on the islands of Jamaica, St. Lucia, the Bahamas, Grenada, Barbados. And then on the island of Turks and Caicos, we don't have any Sandals, but we do have our largest and most popular beaches property.
Right, and there's 2 beaches, I believe, in Jamaica.
There are, yeah. We only have 3 beaches as of right now. The biggest one, like I said, is in Turks, but the other 2 are in Negril, Jamaica, and Ocho Rios, Jamaica.
Sure. And so I always got to ask this question. Do you have a favorite resort?
Oh man, picking a favorite resort is tough because it's like they all have such great redeeming qualities. If I had to narrow it down to just one, I probably would say Sandals Royal Barbados because it is the newest resort. So it's only about 2.5 years old, and it has some extra fun amenities that some of the others don't have, like a microbrewery and a bowling alley, a plexiglass infinity style pool, rooftop pool. So Royal Barbados has a little bit of an extra level of fanciness, so to say. So I'd probably have to say that one. But I love them all. They're all great.
Yeah, we've been to Royal Barbados as well, and the rooftop dining, it gives spectacular views. So, yeah,
It's amazing. The rooftop dining, the rooftop hot tub, the rooftop bar. You'll find me on the roof at all times. At that resort.
sure. And we always tell people that Sandals is the resort for any two people that are in love. So, what could you tell us about those that are traveling for romantic vacation? What would they expect?
Right. So Sandals, we do cater to couples. So a lot of travelers will travel to us for destination weddings, honeymoons, anniversaries, vow renewals, which we all have different perks for each different type of romantic occasion. So let's say if you're booking a destination wedding, you definitely want to look into our free wedding. When the bride and groom stay for 3 nights, your wedding is free. That's a great value. Not a lot of our other all-inclusive competitors can offer that. If you're traveling for a honeymoon package, you definitely want to, or you're traveling for a honeymoon, you definitely want to try out the honeymoon package, chilled bottle of champagne upon arrival, breakfast in bed, just some fun extra perks. Anniversary couples, if they're traveling for 7 nights, can get a free anniversary night if they're staying within 30 days of their anniversary date. So if you're traveling to us for something like a romantic occasion, there are some awesome benefits that your travel agent can hook you up with.
Sure. And so it's always great to go for a week, but sometimes people don't have that much time and they're looking for maybe just a quick romantic weekend getaway. Do you have a resort or a couple of resorts that you would recommend for that?
For a quick weekend getaway, I would probably recommend Sandals Royal Bahamian in Nassau, the Bahamas, just because it's a quick 30-minute flight from Miami. So a lot of flights have to connect in Miami, and it's just a quick little 30-minute hop right from there. But I like it because it's actually, you can fly direct from Tampa to Nassau for a quick weekend getaway. If you live in the Western Florida region, you can just hop right on a flight and get there, within 3 hours, you're on the beach with a cocktail in your hand, ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's very close to the airport. Although we wouldn't recommend to people to leave the resort if they didn't have to, but if they wanted to in the Bahamas or in Nassau, there's actually a bus line that runs right by the front door. So you can go
That
in,
is true.
yeah, into the city if you want.
Exactly. And I heard that there's some
Earlier,
great shopping in downtown Nassau, and there's a casino nearby. Some people like to gamble. We don't have a casino on resort, but in Nassau, there's one really close by. So it's a fun fact.
yeah, I've never found a reason to leave. I just love that resort. The you mentioned earlier that scuba diving is included, and Sandals is the largest scuba operator in the Caribbean. Uh, do you have a particular interest in one resort over another for great diving experiences?
Yes, scuba diving is included if you are a certified scuba diver, which is a perk that's extremely cool for me just because I love diving. There is the best diving. A lot of people say Grenada because we have a variety of underwater shipwrecks. There's an underwater statue museum that you can explore. St. Lucia is known for great diving as well. And I can personally attest to Turks and Caicos because I took my family there last October for a little getaway. And while I was working, my mom came back every single day just boasting about the scuba diving. She saw turtles and pufferfish and coral reefs and sharks and all of the sea life. So Turks and Caicos has amazing, amazing diving. So I've heard from my mom, who's a great source.
Sure. And one of the, or I guess all of the top categories at Sandals all include a butler, which is a great experience, even if you only do it once in your life. Do you know of or have you experienced any interesting butler stories?
Yes, so I have had the privilege of staying in a butler level room category before on one of my trips down to the resorts, which is definitely not expected whenever I go down. And so when it does happen, I try not to utilize them too much because, I'm like an employee. I feel like the guests deserve to use the butlers more so than I do. But one time I was just like, you know what, I need nachos. And the butler brought me nachos and then a charcuterie board and then a Miami Vice just because she thought that it would make me happy. And of course it did. And so I'm sitting here with all of this food and it's just making me so happy that I forget to pack away an entire closet full of clothes when it's time for checkout. So not only did my butler bring me like 2 things I didn't ask for, but there I was like getting on the airport transfer back to the airport, and my butler finds me about a minute before I get on with a bag full of my clothes. And she's just like, "You left all of this in your closet. Are you sure you don't want to take it before you leave?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I completely forgot." So she completely saved my life in that aspect also, because all my work clothes, I would have not been able to go back to work at home if it wasn't for her.
Sure. Well, they do give you an awesome experience. And we're going to finish off with this last question. This is in our post-COVID world. So maybe you could just give us a quick idea of what Sandals and Beaches are doing to ready the resorts for clients as they're coming back and then with their experience on the resorts.
Right. That's definitely an awesome question. Of course, everybody is having to adapt to a new way of life, basically, especially in the travel industry. So at Sandals, we're taking what we call our platinum protocols of cleanliness. So that includes private airport transfers where the drivers are always wearing masks, gloves, providing hand sanitizer. We have 18 different of the most important guest touch points that the staff is always making sure that it's completely sanitized consistently, thoroughly throughout the day. We have check-ins that you can check in at home and go straight to the room, so you don't even need to bother in the lobby with any sort of check-in process. And we've reduced the number of guests in airport transfers to ensure proper social distancing. There's signage around the resorts encouraging guests to do social distancing. All of the employees are required to wear masks. So we're definitely taking our extra precautions to make sure that if you do want to travel and enjoy the Caribbean in an all-inclusive environment, that you can feel safe and comfortable doing so at Sandals and Beaches.
Oh, well, thank you very much. So I want to thank you once again for being with us today. And we'll look forward to having you on our show again. And so good luck with the resorts all reopening. We just love to send people down to Sandals. We have never had anybody have a bad experience. So thank you for just being part of a great organization.
I appreciate you having me on today, and I look forward to seeing everybody in the Caribbean. So let's get back out there.
Okay, thank you.